So Colombia.
Yes, Colombia. Colombia was my first personal experience in the jungle.
Oh, yeah?
Ironically, if once I left 2nd Ranger Battalion, literally, it was either a week or two after I left, they all went to jungle warfare school in Hawaii for a month.
Oh, you're the Ranger Regiment. Oh, my God.
So when I left 2nd Ranger Battalion, they legit left a week after I packed up and moved to jungle warfare. So I would have had a good jungle warfare if I stayed like a year or two extra. So for me, this is like a first time in the jungle. Luckily, I'm with Dean and Ryan, who have been in the jungle numerous times, which was part of their training. They specialized because they had so much years of soft experience between them. So I'm in good hands. Plus the Commando Junglas, they are primarily in the jungle.
Yeah.
One thing I did not realize about Colombia is they have kind of everything there.
What do you mean?
They have jungles, they have deserts, they have maritime.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. So they're a police force, but they were as military as it got. So I would always kind of forget, that like at the end of the day, these guys are police officers. I would always feel like I'm around military dudes, but no, they're, not to mention like everything is Ranger influenced.
Yeah, look at the Ranger scrolling.
Just they're just Commando Jungla tabs everywhere. Yeah, their arms room was absolutely crazy. You always forget like safety goes out the window when you're in another country, or at least what I mean by safety is like the U.S. has such. At least the U.S. military is so strict on where bullets.
Yeah,
and
strict
guns
regulations, a lot of regimentation, a lot of red tape you got to go through.
These dudes keep bullets with their guns at all times. Like their guns are fully loaded all the time.
Let me ask you, Cameron. One of my favorite aspects of the show is the back and forth between you, Dean, and Ryan. Like, did that start from the very beginning? You guys get along kind of like right away? Or was it kind of you had to feel each other out, get to know each other, and then you became more comfortable working together?
It did take some time. When we started, Dean and Ryan would come after me hard. Yeah, because they're like, who's this little kid? That we have way more experience than him. And like, there was a period where I had to like earn their respect, but I wasn't like trying to. I was just being me, and I'm like, dude, you guys are old, and I am the next generation. And so it actually took a lot. I know we had some arguments in the beginning where we're like, if you don't fucking leave me alone right now, I'm going to lose my mind. Yeah, so like in the beginning, it was a rough transition, and like Ryan came up to me after episode 2, and he's like, I think we're treating you a little harsh, buddy. You're really good. He's like, yeah, I think we're, he's like, me and Dean, we're going to step back a little bit. We were giving you hell, but you took it. And I'm like, yeah, I was in Ranger Regiment. What the f*** do you think?
I know what it's like to be verbally and physically abused.
I was like, you think you could make me cry? I don't cry in public. So we did this jungle patrol. Granted, we only walked 800 meters, but it took us nearly 2 hours.
Sounds about right, patrolling.
Yeah, in the jungle, you are not moving.
Yeah.
That's one of the hardest things. Like, you can't see 15 feet in front of you.
Yep.
And you're just moving so slow because the brush needs to be cleared or pushed away. Like, everyone looks in the movies like you're hacking through this stuff.
You're just walking.
Incorrect. Yeah, because when you're hacking through it, you're creating a trail for counter trackers. And then also, you're wasting so much energy.
Dude, Cam, I love you start with the camouflage on your face,
It's
and
gone.
then it's just all sweated away.
Oh, yeah.
This is my favorite part, where you squeeze your helmet, and then just like the pouring down.
Yeah,
the
so
sweat.
Well, I mean, one thing, like, at least when I was in my recon section, like, we never patrolled in helmets. We don't. Some people are big fans of it. Some people aren't. I don't like it because, like, when you're moving, I think you should be moving comfortably, right? And then, if you get in a tick, especially on a recon or something, you're not expecting to get in a tick. Plus, I overpacked. You can see these guys have their tiny, tiny little backpacks.
Yeah. You got a full-on ruck.
Oh yeah, my ruck was way close to 80 pounds. Like, I packed that thing down for like 3 or 4 days because I'm like, I want to get a workout in while I'm at it. Huge mistake. Yeah, Ryan and Dean, they were like, okay, I can't wait to put up my hammock. And they were like, oh, we don't use hammocks.
Yeah.
And they were like, what? And Ryan, being the rule breaker he's like, I'm just going to put this up. And I had a hammock too. And I actually started putting it up. But we were sleeping in buddy teams, and we each had like a Commando Jungla representative. And my guy just so happened to be senior instructor of the Commando school.
Oh,
I
so
like
you
started
had to
stringing
toe
it
the
up. I
line.
started stringing it up, and he's like, no. And I was like, hey, buddy. You know, the cameras are off now.
Yeah,
I was
we
like,
could
we're
just
making
relax,
a TV show? I was like,
man.
we're making a TV show. You know that, right? And he's like, we're sleeping on the ground. But luckily, he let me use. I had a extra large poncho.
Okay.
For my hammock to put over it.
Okay.
And I'm glad we used it, because one thing you don't see, we get rained on all night.
Oh.
All night it rains on us, and we're sleeping on the ground, and there are ants the size of $quarter climbing all over me.
No, thank you.
And
No,
yeah,
thank
it was
you.
just, I didn't sleep maybe 10 minutes that night. I was just sitting there, and my guy's like sleeping. And the crazy thing is, the Commando Junglas are still pulling security, even when, like, they train like they fight. So, like, we're making a TV show, right? And the camera guys went away. We kept a few guys with us to, like, record early morning, late night after the rest of the crew went. But they treated this like a real training exercise, which I had a lot of respect for. They assumed I was fluent in Spanish at all times.
Oh, God.
So we had a translator, but he did not do his job ever. So they would speak to me in Spanish, and I would pick out words and then kind of guess what they were saying. And a lot of the times it would be correct.
Yeah.
So, like, I could kind of translate, but then the problem came when they're like, Cameron, tell him, you know, what's the biggest threat to their livelihood here in Colombia, and, like, how do they combat the narcos? And I'm just like, and la selva es muy peligroso. Gay. Okay, translator. One of the craziest things that I didn't expect at all was that they actually have real coca plants. Like, when we were patrolling through the field, those were all real cocaine plants.
Field training exercise.
Yeah. So, like, a lot of they actually, you know, this lab was put on. These are all Junglas playing at, like, Op 4 and everything.
Okay.
But Ryan and I, like, got in there, and we basically did what we do usually, which is the SSE, and, like, we start looking for evidence, and we're knocking over everything, and it's actually real. It's all real.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's all real.
Oh, man.
I don't think the cocaine is real, but all the chemicals on the tables, they're all real. So I, like, dump it over thinking it's water, and I start smelling ammonia. And I'm like, uh-oh, nobody smoke a cigarette right now. This was cool. Like, it was actually raining, so we were utilizing the rain to cover the sound of our movements through the jungle. And we got in, and we were just waiting for the signal, which was basically somebody going to be throwing a flashbang. And then we took that place by storm so quickly.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they were like, they've done this.
All
numerous
right,
times. It was
all
nice.
right.
It wasn't. I never felt in Colombia like I was ever needing to, you know, be more than I had to be, because I felt like I was in a good unit. They were very proficient in what they did, or what they do. So that was my favorite thing about all these units, is that they literally are just like us, just with different language and different accents.
Like
the warrior
the
culture.
military. Okay, yeah, that warrior mindset.
That warrior mindset. They're all the same. You know, they all work out. They all drink. They all go out with each other, have fun. It's like basically once you integrated in that team, it was like I've been with these guys for years, because you know them, right?
Yeah.
It's just like I said, speak a different language, have a mild accent, but it was all good.